I am here with the Most Reverend G.N. Kote, Demo of the Church of Christ Spiritual Movement. Most Reverend, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, Most Reverend, in an earlier conversation as the convener of the Kingdom Center Consortium, you mentioned that Ghana is currently the spiritual and geographical center of the world. Within that same context, I would like to ask a question.
You're welcome.
What, in your opinion, would be the most suitable type of government for Ghana?
The answer to me is theocratic democracy. I say theocratic democracy because at the moment we are practicing democracy. But the democracy being practiced in the world now owes obligation to the electorate only. And just as a matter of mentioning, they mention God, so and so. They think they do everything and then ask God for endorsement or for approval. But in a theocratic democracy, you have the head, who incidentally is Jesus Christ. He was the head in the theocratic governance of Israel. And he is the only person God has commissioned to represent him in world's or cosmic governance. And so I can say that the most suitable government for Ghana should be theocratic democracy. Democracy is defined as government of the people, for the people, by the people. But theocratic democracy is defined as government by God, represented by Jesus, or government of God, represented by Jesus, for the people, through the people. In this respect, the difference is the government belongs to God. And in Isaiah chapter 33, verse 22, it is clearly and plainly stated that the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our judge, the Lord is our head of state. And this was the sort of government operated upon by the nation of Israel. And if we are assuming the kingdom, what you call the transfer of the kingdom status from Israel, then of course we have to add this theocracy to it, because that was the system of government practiced by the nation of Israel. This theocracy, it isn't the word in the Bible, just like Trinity. It's not, it's a concept. And it was coined by a Jewish writer of the first century called Josephus. He studied carefully the sort of government God prescribed for the Israelites, how it continued through generations to the time of Jesus, and how Jesus too himself proclaimed as God's representative. somebody on whose shoulders rested God's government, and coined that word, that the government is theocratic, that is divine direct rule. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Most Reverend. Within the same context of Ghana being the spiritual and um, geographical center of the world, do you believe we could tap into the tourism potential? And then also, if you do, what structures or developments are necessary to boost tourism in Ghana?
Yes, I do, 100%. Because it's even in prophecy that all nations will come to our nation, the divine seat of government, God's corridor of power to the rest of the world. In Isaiah 65, verses 5 and 11. And so it's more or less a prophecy, and it's an advantage that we do tourism along that line. The center of the world is not center of Ghana. It's center of the whole world. And everybody would like to enjoy some holidays at the center. And so that will automatically boost tourism. But what we have to do practically is to try to build a mini city at the very center of the earth in which we are. And I believe tourists from all over the world would like to come and see their center, not Ghana center, but fortunately in our territorial waters. So it will boost up tourism, and automatically, we could see revenue will be boosted or enhanced collection of revenue. And so this is what I think. A few years ago, we visited Tema, the spot where the Greenwich Meridian passes the territorial waters, the South Atlantic into the center.
Okay.
And we saw a rock, which the white men really saw that it passed through, or it passes through. And it's been there for generations. But I think government has given that contract to the Chinese to expand the harbor. And now you go there and you don't see this thing. It's our heritage. Something very, very important. If somebody has removed it by design to obliterate the picture, I don't know. Or whether it's removed and kept in Ghana Museum, although I don't know. But it's up to us to know from the government where is that rock, because it's the first thing everybody would like to see. And there could be even underwater traffic from that rock right through to the center, and it will be marvelous. And so it's something we have to look at. The next government to come will have to. This is not just going to be a private venture. It should be joint, private, and government. And so we have to get that rock in place and then try to build a mini city at the center for tourism. This is what I think. There may be others which other stakeholders may bring in if we really assume this stake.
Thank you very much, Most Reverend.
Thank you.
Any final words?
We are all Ghanaians, and our first consideration should be development of our nation or the well-being of our nation. God bless our nation, Ghana. And so we are all stakeholders. But those in government has singular role to play, and the clergy as well, for education. And the Israelites believed that God had chosen them as a special nation. Every Israelite. And that was enough to do something for them. Even though when the king or their governor, Jesus, was given to them, they rejected him as a Messiah. They believed that the nation was chosen. But in Ghana, only very few people. And I tell you, many people in the Western world believe it. But we shouldn't expect them to come and tell us. Because if they do, then it means Ghana is on top of the world. And so they are hiding these things. It's up to us to research to come out with the truth, both spiritually and historically. And so my last word or final word is that all hands should be on deck to achieve this, especially our prophets. Find out somebody is making a claim, a weird claim, that somebody or a nation is a spiritual center or whatever it is. And God, who makes the center spiritual or whatever it is, still alive. Yeah. Let's spend time rather on our knees and pray for God to reveal. All personal interests should be put aside. God's glory and the interest of the nation should prevail. That's my last word to the nation and to all those mentioned in the address.
Most Reverend G.N. Quartey, thank you for taking time off your busy schedule. I'm sure my team and I will be back again to further discuss this topic of Ghana being the geographical and spiritual center of the world. And I believe this is information that must go out there. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.